This is WhyBeAre with BeamNG.drive, and today we're going to be taking a look at the alpha version 0.14 update. The two biggest things in this update to me are the two new modes. We have a light runner mode and a track builder mode. So we're going to start with the light runner one, and for this one we can't choose the location, but we can choose the track. So we have 9 different track options available to us, and then we can also choose the vehicle. Now there are 4 vehicles that make the most sense right here, the power glow versions of the vehicles. But if you want to use any vehicle you want, you just hit show filters, you remove the text right there, and then you have the choice of anything. You could even try to do it as a soccer ball, which won't work, but you could try to do that if you really, really wanted to. So right now, we're going to just use the first layout that's chosen and the first vehicle that's chosen to keep things simple. So this is what light runner mode looks like. You're on this track that's floating in the air, and around the track, you have all these buildings that have this really nice glow to them. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do one quick lap of this place, and that'll be it because I'm doing a separate series of videos for all of these tracks. The first part of that has already been uploaded, so if you really want to see more of this, go check out that video. But for now, we're just doing a single lap because there are other things I want to be taking a look at that came with this update. And a single lap for this place shouldn't take very long. It'll only be a minute or two and we'll be done. So just enjoy the environment. And it's also worth mentioning that there is custom music for the light runner mode. If you just want to hear the music playing, go check out my previous video where I was doing the light runner, and the very first time I was driving, I just let the music play so you could get an idea of what it is, but there is a good variety. So the music doesn't feel like it gets repetitive. I was really expecting it to feel super repetitive after I got to like the 3rd or 4th light runner course, but it doesn't. I don't know how many there actually are, but there's definitely enough, and that's all that matters to me. Now right here is one of the few places you actually need to slow down on the course. Almost everywhere else you can go flat out through it, but right here, just gotta brake a little bit. Probably should have braked a little bit more than that, considering I almost just rolled right off the edge right there. If I did, I would just said, yeah, that's close enough to a lap, because we only got one more checkpoint after this one, and that is a lap, I think. Hey, come on, car, stop trying to fall off of me. So yeah, that is a lap, right? Yes. So now we can wreck this car, so I'm just go left and let it fly. We are above the buildings. Not for long. We're gonna go below the buildings. Tap that one and splat into the ground. And it looks like this thing could actually still accelerate. Yeah, can't put the power down, but it can accelerate, which is mighty impressive. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the next mode, which is the track builder mode. Now, this is not a tutorial on how to use the track editor. I just want to give you guys a general idea of the features it has and what it's like to build a track. So as you can see, we're in the same environment we were just driving in. So you're not worried about the backdrop. All you're worried about is making a cool track. So we can start off by making a nice big straightaway for the truck to drive on. We're gonna make it 100 meters long. How do I know it's 100 meters long? Because it tells you right there. So you can say, okay, on to the next piece, and we'll start banking it because we're gonna go into a corner. Now you can go absolutely crazy with the banking here. You can bank it so much, it inverts itself multiple times and it looks like a strand of DNA. There is no way the vehicle's gonna be able to drive on that, but you can set it up like that if you want to. I don't know why, but you can. Point is, you have a lot of freedom here. So we're just gonna bank it to about 45 degrees. Then we'll add a corner to it, and we'll make the corner bank even more, and we'll make it a really long corner so it's all the way wrapping around. Now I do have a concern about this though. That looks really tight. Maybe the truck will bottom out here, which is not good. How do you know? Well, you hit drive and you can test the course out instantly. There's no loading or anything. It's already loaded up, ready to go. So we just go ahead and see what happens here, and depending on what happens, we can adjust the course. So going at this corner, oh yeah, you bottom out hard right there. You saw sparks flying off the truck and everything. That's bad. We don't want to see that. So we hit stop driving. And then what we can do to make it a little bit smoother is we increase the radius of the corner. We bring it up to 24. And now the truck shouldn't bottom out because it's a little bit smoother as it goes. The suspension is still going to be taxed because we're basically driving on the wall. But I don't think we'll bottom out this time, or at least not as hard. Let's see. There we go. I didn't see any sparks flying that time, so I don't think we bottomed out. Perfect. Now, back to the editor. So why don't we keep the corner going? We're going to add another one to it, and we'll go ahead and level it out some. And as you see, this is not going to work out too well because it's just going to go in an endless loop. So we need to also increase the height so it gets above the piece that we already have there. So that looks like it should be high enough. Give it a little extra height just to be safe though. And then we'll add that piece on, and then we'll completely level it out with this corner, which means you're probably going to have to slow down. Otherwise you'll fly off of it because there'll be no more banking to hold you in place. So that might be an interesting thing to drive on. You go fast, 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 and then slow. Anyways, so it's nice and level now. So we'll add another straightaway piece. Does it really need to be that long? Yes. How about we add 2 straightaway pieces? Oh, yeah, look at that. Okay, that's too much. How about we add 1, and then we make it really thin. Like, let's make this 3 meters wide. That should be wide enough for a vehicle to drive on, but it's gonna feel really tight and compact, I think. And then, after it's really thin, we make it really wide. We're gonna make it 20 meters wide for another corner. So we got this one going to the bank already. This one's not gonna be banked as much as the other one though. I'm gonna only do it up to, let's do a 45-degree angle, but then, this is where it's gonna get crazy. We're gonna go to a straightaway. We don't need it to be that long. We get it a little shorter, that's better. And we're gonna bank it in the reverse direction. So that makes it really easy where you can kind of fall off right here because you're right in this corner of it and then you just get airtime and you're gone. We'll make it really hard. We're gonna make it 30 degrees. So you gotta make sure you're in the right position, otherwise you'll fall off the road. Maybe to give yourself a little bit of help, we'll have another corner going the other way and then you'll save yourself with it easy afterwards. That looks good. So this is just using the basic pieces here. That's kind of all the stuff we got there. If we want more options, you have the advanced modifier. So with this, you can increase the height 25 meters at a time, which really changes things fast. And you have the same kind of stuff for the width and the banking and all that. We don't really need anything from this though, so that's that. We also have the track shape button, which, to be honest, I have not messed with enough to really know what it does. We have the materials editor, which is pretty simple though. You can change the material of the track. So if you wanted this to be a more cement looking piece, there you go, just that easy. I don't know why you would want that because it really doesn't match anything else, but you could. If you wanted it to be a sand, I guess you could even do that. That'd be really interesting. So you can have it be slippery. You could do all kinds of nonsense with this. I don't want to ruin it though, so let's not do that. Is this actually like undo what I did? No. So we just gotta live with it being concrete right there. I think the next piece I put down is gonna also be concrete. Oops. In addition to that, we have obstacles you can add. So if we wanted to add a cube, you see it's just right there, right in the middle of the track, being in the way. And you can change its position and its size and its rotation by just changing the numbers here. So if I wanted to make it a lot bigger, I could just go to the scale and I can make it say like, I don't know, 2 and then 2-ish. And you can see it's a lot bigger. But I don't want obstacles because they're just annoying. They'd be in the way. So I hit remove and it's still there. So I don't know how to remove the obstacle. I thought hitting remove would do it, but it didn't. So I want to figure that out actually. I'll be back once I do. Actually, I could not figure out how to remove the object using just the menus right here. What I did is I hit F11, which pulls up the map editor. And then in the map editor, I was able to easily remove it just using the object editing tools. So anyways, let's go to the next feature, which is the walls and ceiling. So you can go ahead and activate those. And then the next piece you put down will have walls and ceiling. So you see the wall is a little bit different than what we had over here. Over here, we have this just banked wall that helped you stay on the road. Now it's an actual wall. And you can go crazy with this too. You can make the walls really, really, really tall, like so. You can make the tunnel really, really short, like so. Well, I guess it's not really short. As long as you can fit a vehicle through it, it's not really short. But you can do whatever you want with this. And it makes it nice and smooth. So it's going up and down. And it looks smooth as it does it. You can even have it different heights for either wall. Like you could have it, one wall is really tall, one wall is really short. And before you know it, you're making a stock market graph here accidentally. Then when you're done messing with walls, you can just turn them off. And then you put regular rows down and it's just like a regular road again. And now we have a ginormous straightaway. Don't need it to be that long. But just like that, it looks good. So next we're going to be taking a look. We're actually going to go back a little bit to the advanced pieces button. So this adds a few different pieces that you can add to the track. I'm going to move this over here so it's a little easier to see. So you have the corner we've already done. Then we also have some corners of different angles. We have S-curves right here. And with how wide I have the track, it's just kind of a straightaway that's wobbly on the edges actually, now that I look at it. But here's one of the best pieces, the loop. Except right now it's so wide, it's kind of clipping itself. So you can make it farther apart. You can also make it tighter. Or you can make it bigger and loopier. It's whatever you want. So that looks like a perfectly reasonable loop. And then here's just another weird shaped piece you can use. I don't know exactly what I am going to do with it. And is that going to make it? Okay, it clips through there a little bit. But it's not going to cause any issues, I don't think. I think it'll be fine. So you can keep kind of spinning this in whichever direction you want. But eventually you're going to get bored of things. You say, okay, I'm done. How do I get back over there? You hit the magic button right here and then boom. It automatically connects the track up. It's kind of boring to drive on, but it's less work for you. And usually you use that when you're close to the start point. That way it's not such a ridiculously long automatically made piece, but that's fine for this. It's just a demonstration. Now you can also add the checkpoints to it. I'm not going to go into depth about that because that's just one of those things that's more boring and tedious, because you got to make sure the checkpoints are a good distance apart. And then also you got to make sure every checkpoint is made where you can't cheat a corner and like cut off a huge section of track by doing some kind of crazy jump or something like that. So anyways, we're going to be doing a full run of this course, and so far so good. I haven't done anything new though. That's all just simple looping stuff I've done before. It's getting nice and thin right here. Just enough room for us to easily go on it, and then it gets wide. This thing's so wide, I don't even know how to approach this corner for sure. I guess that's fine. Yeah, that worked okay. And now we're on to the concrete. Oh, goodness. Concrete bad. Somehow I made the concrete super slippery. It feels like you're driving on like a really dusty road, so your car doesn't really want to grip in. It just kind of slides on the dust on the road. So I have to be pretty careful as I drive on this. And of course, here's the loop. Got to be careful on the loop. The loop. That was actually pretty easy. We got to slow down though. Stop, 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 stop. Stop. Oh, no. No, don't back up, though. Oh, my goodness. I am truly in shock that we did not fall off the edge right there. I thought it was a goner. Now, going through this area is really going to suck on this terrain because we got to go super slow around these corners. Like, it just does not want to steer in. I don't know what terrain I put on this for sure. I can't remember now. But it was bad news. Or maybe when I was messing around with slippery, I actually equipped the slippery on the terrain. That would make sense because this is rough. I mean, that's how you mess somebody up right there. You make the terrain dramatically change for no reason. So they're going through every corner at like 100 miles per hour. And then suddenly this corner, it looks the same as the other ones, but you can only go 50 miles per hour through it. They will launch right off the track and have no idea what just happened. That would be evil. If you want to make a totally evil track, do that. Seriously, do that. It would be one heck of a challenge, that's for sure. Anyways, though, we have managed to complete a lap, so it's time to go for a flight. I want to get as high as I can, and then we pop off now. And hopefully we'll hit a building, because then you get multiple crashes for the price of one. And we got it. There's one crash. Then we're going to get crash number 2 coming on into the ground level. And this thing is totally ruined. We just have a list of broken things in the top corner of the screen. So I know it's not going to drive. So we can go ahead and take a quick look at the truck before we bring it back up. And then we are done with the map editor for now, actually. I might do more with it in the future. But for now, we're going to go to Grid Map to show off some of the other new features. One thing that really threw me off is the truck you start off with is now blue. I think it used to be the truck we started with was the D15 V8. Now we start with the D15 V8 four-wheel drive. So that's why it's blue. I'm so used to seeing the white truck whenever I start off the game. It's kind of weird. Also, we have a new camera angle, and this one is very customizable. So if in real life you're like me and you always lean the seat back as far as it can go, and then you push it back as far as the seat can go, you can do that. You can push it actually past the back window, so we don't want to go that far. Although now we need to lower it a bit to actually see things. Maybe move it a little bit more. And that's good. So this is the new customizable camera angle for the interior. It's called the driver cam. And I can't really tell what's going on here because of how reclined I am. Like, I can't see the first few feet in front of my car. But watch this. I'm going to find a way to drive amazingly like this because this feels more like how I would drive in real life, right? Like, look at us hit these jumps, jump after jump, and we haven't crashed once yet. Usually I would have crashed by now, actually, being 100% honest with you. All right, let's see just how much accuracy I have with this thing. We need to find something where we just barely try to clip it. So that bus stop right there, we're going to just touch it ever so slightly. Oh, I saw a little bit of reaction, but not much. That was perfect. All right, now we're going to wreck the car, though, unfortunately. So that is engine broke and then also vehicle drowned. Now, if you ruin the camera angle and you want it just back to normal, you can fix it. You just go to the options, go to camera, and then you hit reset. And the camera is per vehicle too. So you can set it up on just one vehicle. You want to be more inclined than the other ones or something. But here's a look at the truck before we reset it. And for my next trick, we're going to need a T-Series. So I'm going to get the T65 car hauler upfit. And this is a very easy way to transport cars. So with this, you can go ahead and tilt it up and then extend it. But the default controls make it where you can't do both at the same time. You have to tilt, then extend, or extend, then tilt. You can't extend and tilt simultaneously, which is kind of funny to me. So once this thing is fully extended, we can go ahead and try to put a car on it. And I really want to test this thing, see how smooth it is. I know a big old truck like this can make it up no problem. But what if we do a stanced Ibishu Pesma? Will that be able to go up onto the car hauler? Let's find out. Let's do a little maneuver right quick. We're going to park it right in front of the car hauler. And we'll try it two ways. The first way is going real slow at it, which kind of works. We bumped into it, but eventually we did go up. And I guess we don't actually need to do test number 2, which was go at it really fast, because it did it going at slow speeds, which I did not expect. And you can see the brakes will hold it in place. So you can go back to the T-Series. You can tilt it down so the car becomes level, and then you could retract it in. Or actually, you could drive it like that if you wanted to, I guess. There's really nothing stopping you from doing that. Now, you could, if you wanted to, also attach the car using the node grabber to make it permanently attached. Right now, it's just attached with the parking brake, so if you do something crazy, it will fall off. I kind of like having it like this, though, because it gives you more weight behind the rear tires, so it really makes the truck probably drive unusually. Well, the truck's so heavy, I don't really notice that big of a difference, to be honest with you. Oh, bye! I think it made a difference in how the car takes off, though. That I did not expect. I had a dumb idea. Okay, we're going to bring these both back. I'm going to crush a car using the car hauler and see what happens. So I'm going to just roll this thing over to the wall. And then the car I need to crush needs to be something nice and tall. So I don't think the stance to Pessimo will work. So all I want to do is just park it right there. That might be a little too close. I can adjust it later on. We'll save that spot. And then I need a nice big target. So we'll get an H series. And I want to slide in behind it. And then I'm going to extend it and see what happens. This should cause something. I really have no idea what's going to happen here. And I did not quite leave enough room for this thing, so we'll just inch this truck forward a bit, and then we'll make it go backwards after the H series is in position. So H series, does that look good? Be back a little bit more. Perfect. Save that. And then back to my T series. I want to back this thing up as close as I can without hitting it. So there we go. That looks pretty close. Now parking brake is on, and then what we're going to do is we're going to extend. Oh, it just pushes it. That's what I was hoping it wouldn't do. All right. Well, what we need to do is put more weight in front of the T-Series then. That's what we need to do. So I'm going to put like a big old giant wall in front of it so it won't push forward, hopefully. So I'll park it in the same spot as before. This time it's making contact with the H-Series. I don't care. That's fine. And then I need to get the heaviest thing we can, which I think is going to be the concrete retaining wall, which it doesn't tell you the weight, but I know it's a ton. And then I just got to teleport it in front of the T-Series about right here. And that looks pretty much perfect. I could not have done that any better. So now we go back to the T-Series and then we extend. Come on, crush it. Oh, it's kind of just getting pushed above it. Okay, actually, you know what we can do? We'll try this again. So we reset. How's the wall look? Wall looks sturdy as can be. We don't need to do anything for that. We'll reset the H-Series. Go back to the T-Series, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower it a little bit first, then extend it, so that way it hopefully doesn't go over the H-Series. So that looks like it's pretty good, kind of like right in the middle of it, and then crush it! Ooh, it's actually going to work this time. Let's get a nice close-up of the H-Series getting crushed. Here we go. And crush! Oh! Actually, wow! Wow! That really crushed it! I did not think it would do it that much damage. My goodness. Now, I can't actually get the H-Series off of me because we're stuck together. So what I can do is just reset the T-Series and then... Whew. That is crazy how much I crushed that thing in. And it would have been crushed more if I didn't push the wall over. I needed to like put a couple of layers of wall to really hold it in place, I guess. But that is spectacular. Wow, I could probably do a whole video of just crushing cars like that because that was fun. But that'll have to be for another time. And right now we are kind of just stuck in position, I guess. Oh wait, no, we're in manual mode because I accidentally hit the button. I could try to drive out of this, or I could teleport it back over here. That sounds like the easy solution. Although we do need to clean up all of the other stuff real quickly. And now we can take a look at the new prop. What is the new prop? It is the gate. There's two different gates. There's a single 4-meter gate and a double 4-meter swing, except when you choose that one, you actually just get the same 4-meter gate. No matter what you choose, you get the 4-meter one. So let's go ahead and bust through this thing using the T-Series. We got so much weight behind us, we could probably bust through it at like 5 miles per hour, but we're going a little bit faster than that. We're gonna be going about 20 miles per hour, and I wanna make sure I got a good camera angle on this. So make sure you can see the gate get busted into. So you can see how it swings open, and then you got the lock that fell off, and now it's just kind of rebounding all over the place. So we can reset the T-Series. We're gonna start backing it up. We'll reset the gate, go back to the T-Series. It should be good to go. And this is to show you what happens if you miss the middle of the gate and you hit the side. So you'll see it does slow you down a bit more if you hit the actual post, but you can drive through the post, and if you're in a T-Series, you can take it with you. This is mine now. Like, I don't know how it stayed there actually, but it is, and I'm bouncing around a little bit, and I think it's still attached. I don't know, I don't see it anymore, but we're gonna flip this T-Series anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And wreckage. Take a look at the damage here. Yeah, T-Series has been destroyed, but that's not going to stop us. We'll reset it, and then we'll reset the gate, and then we can mess around in the parts menu and make it look like what it's supposed to look like. So we can go to the parts menu, and we can make it the 8-meter base, so it's an actual dual gate setup like I thought it would be. And we can also change some things on it, like we could remove the lock and chain on it so it just kind of falls open much easier. We could remove the sign, and we can change the design on the sign so it could be the Port Authority. And you're like, well, what port? I don't know, but it's the Port Authority. And we could go ahead and bust through this with a more normal vehicle. You know what? No, let's not do normal. Let's do a drag car. And then we could real easily bust through the fence. Like, this is complete overkill. You could probably bust through this thing using a pigeon. But I don't care. We're going to use a drag car, because that's what I want to do. So fence is ready. And then charging at it, almost going 100 miles per hour already. And we're sliding through it for a little bit more dramatic effect. Busting through it beautifully. And that is gonna do it for this video. That is a beautiful finish. But as always, that's not everything in the update. These are just the major things that are interesting to show off on video. If you want all the little itty bitty details, go check out the changelog. So until next time, this has been WhyBeAre. I'll know if you like or dislike this video, so do the right thing, and I'll see you next time.